Hello, my name is Tony Carozza and I am Chief Engineer at Alliance Racing. My relationship's gone back working with Ash. I've worked with him since 2017. So when he and Peter Osborne had started putting a deal together for the 2022 season, I was part of those initial talks. I didn't really have a choice. I was coming with Ash whether I liked it or not. So during the week, as Chief Engineer, I'm kind of heading up the design side of things. I'm heading up all of the developments, all of the test plans, liaising with all the other engineers on what we want to do and how we're going to move things forwards. So it's a very focused development plan. Everything I do is supposed to make the car go quicker. On the race weekend, I then merge into Ash Sutton's race engineer. So I'm sort of fully focused on that one car, that one side of the garage basically. And at that point, I'm then using the tools, all the development tools that we've worked on during the week, during the winter, trying to make the car go quicker, tuning it to that circuit on that specific day. As part of the role as race engineer, I'm the voice to him in the car, so I'm the direct radio communication. So I'm taking on all of his feedback, anything that he wants from the car, anything that he needs. I'm feeding him all the information about what else is going on around him, things that he can't see. As soon as the session finishes, we have a debrief. Initially, we have a debrief, just the two of us, just a quick get-together of putting our heads together, working out what we need to do to make the car go quicker. And then we'll sit down together with a group debrief with all the other engineers, all the drivers, and then we have a collaborative effort put together to try and gain anything from anyone else. So in some sessions, we'll have things that are tried on all of the cars. Everyone will be trying different things, going down different avenues, and then we'll try and converge when it gets to qualifying. When I'm not at Alliance during the week, because I'm self-employed, I run my own business in the background. I'm 3D scanning cars, reverse engineering parts, doing lots of background engineering stuff. All of that has grown out of what I needed for the touring car side of things. So it's all kind of emerged. They're all very linked together. I'll do probably 2 days a week in the factory with Alliance. I'm always on the phone, always on call, always doing bits and bobs in the background, but I'm only ever in the factory probably 2 days a week. I think my highlight of 2023 was Silverstone Race 2, which followed probably the low light of 2023, which was Silverstone Race 1, where we made all the wrong decisions, got the strategy completely wrong with the tyre choice and everything, but then to turn it around from that, to come from the back of the grid to win the race. Obviously helped with the safety car along the way, but taking nothing away from Ash, it was good to watch. What was the key to the success of the Ford Focus? I've been asked this question a few times, and it's not one thing. It was a combination of all of the development elements that we put together. There wasn't one thing that stood out that was the be-all and end-all, but tying together lots of marginal gains added up to a fairly mega transformation over the winter period. But it was definitely not one specific thing. It was the fact that we targeted so many broad areas of the car, and we were able to attack all of them simultaneously. They all added together. Where to start with re-engineering a car? So, the first thing that you do is you critically analyse what you're doing. So you look at all of the bad bits. What were all of the things through the entire year that you didn't like about the car? It's very, very easy to sit there and write a list of all the negatives. Then you attack those first, because they're the things that you think are going to make the biggest difference. Then it's looking at all the things that you did well, and can you improve on those? So can you go another step with the development items that you've done the year before? Can you keep building and building? But again, there's never normally one golden bullet that you can have with this. You just have to chip away in so many different areas. Quite often it's driver feedback's a massive part of how we can do that development work. All of the negatives are coming through as driver feedback or what we see in the data, and you're putting all of those together and just trying to make the perfect race car. So that driver can get in it, get out and go, that couldn't be any better. So for 2024, it was much the same again as the winter of 2023. I wrote a wish list. We had a rough idea of costings and priced up where we could get to. We worked out what the budgets were going to be for it. And then we hit, again, a list of lots and lots of different areas. Again, not just focusing in one specific spot, but just loads of little things. The problem is when you've done a major development program on a car, the next year that you get to it, that is not such a major development again. So we're fighting smaller marginal gains this year, unfortunately. We've taken all the low-hanging fruit, we've taken all the easy bits that we could fix. So this year is actually probably a harder development, and we've had to look in more areas to try and find the same gain we found last year. Visually, you'll all see the external changes that we've made. The biggest single change externally is the front bumper. So we have large front undercuts which are in there. They're all about aerodynamics basically. So we've run a CFD program over the winter. So take the car in digital form, run it through a wind tunnel basically. All of that was built on what we'd learned when we did it the previous winter. We're just trying to find those marginal gains. All the things that we thought worked really well in 2023, we've grown and made better for 2024. But yeah, you'll see the front bumpers are a very visual aspect of the car this year. The goal for 2024 has to be the same as it has been every year that I've worked with Ash, which is to win the Drivers' Championship. We add to that, last year we won the Manufacturers and the Teams Championship. If we could get Sam to win the Jack Sears Championship, that's a full house. Some effort has to be put in as a team to help Sam on his quest for that. But realistically, we have to win all the other championships because otherwise we've taken a backward step and we don't want to do that. What am I most looking forward to for 2024? I think the mix-up of the regulations is really good this year. Adding in more hybrid boost, the change in the tyre strategy. There's also a bit of a switch up on certain weekends that are all soft compounds, and there's also a qualifying mix-up on tyres. All of that's quite exciting for me because it plays into the strategy of what we're doing. It gives me as an engineer the chance to flex my muscles a little bit and have a different strategy. If you all do the same thing, the outcome's usually going to be the same. It's when you can try and be different to someone. I think we played that really well in 2023, but there's another layer to all of that this year, which is I'm excited about. I think our Saturdays, we're going to have to approach in the same way. We're going to arrive at a weekend knowing how much hybrid we have for that qualifying session. The tyre strategy is going to be, we have to get through Q1 and Q2. We have to get through those, and sometimes we're going to try and do that and not throw new tyres at the car. So we're going to be trying to get out of Q1 with a set of carryovers, which is very risky because we have one pop at the cherry. We can't come in and change tyres halfway through those 10-minute sessions. That's not allowed. The simulations are going to allow us to know how much time we are going to be losing to those with full hybrid allowance. We have a number in our head. We know we're going to need 5-6 tenths a lap in hand to get through to Q2. We're going to need the same again to get through to Q3. There's an element there where we have to play the tyre strategy and we have to work out how we're going to split our allocation in new tyres. But there's a bit of jeopardy involved. And also because the two groups that you've got for the first qualifying session are almost completely random, you could end up with one session that you've got the top 10 in the championship in, and you are going to be fighting tooth and nail just to get out of Q1. You could have one where you have a relatively easy run and you know you're going to get through, but you won't know that until after FP2, so you can't plan ahead for the weekend. It's going to be a constantly moving, evolving beast. What do I like about NAPA Racing UK? So my favourite part is the inclusiveness. So they've come in, it's all been pushed in the right direction from the start. They share the same goals that myself, Ash, the rest of the team desire, which is we all want to go and win. But it's such a family atmosphere. It's been absolutely brilliant. They've been there through all of the meetings. They're so involved in everything that we're doing. They're not just a sponsor, they're a partner. And it's a fantastic asset to have as the team. And it's been a breath of fresh air, I think, in UK motorsport to have someone like NAPA Racing UK come along. When I first heard that NAPA Racing would come into the UK with British touring cars, the initial thought process always goes to America, always to those NASCAR liveries, the Chase Elliott's, the IndyCar, the involvement they've had in V8 supercars over the years. It's a massive global brand that's brought to the UK. But now I think, when you think of NAPA Racing, I just think you think British touring cars. It's as big, if not bigger, than the American side of things for me, and it's hopefully raised a massive amount of brand awareness in the UK.